What's up, everybody? We're going to be starting part 3 of our trx4 f-150 high trail build today. We're going to be putting brass on it. So I'll go ahead and I'll do one side for you guys, show you how to do it. Not too hard. Take it apart, put them back together, how they went. So not too hard, but yeah, I'll go ahead and show you guys how to do it anyway. So let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and take the body off. Alright, go set this over here. Alright, like I said, this stuff ain't too hard to do. It's just time consuming for all the bolts. So, not too bad. One thing about these clipless designs I like, you can get an extension and fit it through the hole of the, to get down to here to your C-hub bolts. So, take your top one off. See if I can get a little closer for you guys here. There we go. Alright, then your steering link here. Take that one off. And all this brass, it's made by AMK. I got it off Amazon. It was $109, but I waited. If you wait long enough, they will have sales every now and then, and I believe I got it for 89 bucks, so I saved $20. So that's $20 I can spend on something else on these things. And then there's a bolt down at the bottom here. Try to keep my truck on the jack stands without it falling. But yeah, I got the whole kit, front and rear, and it comes with the brake, the disc, and the caliper. So those are pretty cool. I don't have that on anything yet, so figured I'd put it on this new build. And that just pulls right out. So all we got to do is, I already have these two screws out because I had some, I had a brass weight on here. I took it off and put it on my Sport. So we got, what, you got 6 bolts to take it apart, the housing apart. And then you got 1, 2, 3 to get your bearings out in your gear, top portal gear. So we will be doing that here real quick. And we got the C-hubs. Actually, we can go ahead and do the C-hub real quick. It's got 3 screws. Oh, there was a bushing came out. And these are labeled left and right, so you don't get confused. Like I said, it comes with new screws. You can use them if you want, or you can save them for later. I normally save them for later in case I do need them for spares. Or these get rusted up, and then I'll change them out and put the new ones in. That just slides right off. Plastic piece. We'll do away with that one. Let me find my thing of grease here. Put a little bit of grease in there. Then we got our L4 left, which this will be your driver's side. It's a pretty snug fit, but that's what we want. I've had some of this AMK stuff before, and it's good. It fits good and everything else. I like it comes with the screws and everything, which I think most of them come with screws. I'm not real sure. It's supposed to be raining out today. Hasn't hit us yet, but I've been looking at the radar. I'm hoping I think it's gonna go north of us, so I might do a little RCing tonight. Get some more videos. I don't know what I'm gonna take out yet though. That's always the hardest decision, deciding what truck I'm gonna drive. I usually end up taking the whole fleet of them, and then I'll pick one or two to go film. Alright, there's our first piece of brass on. Okay, now we got this guy. You have to take this nut off, your wheel nut. That's what your rim or wheel holds onto. And I think I need a different size here. They do sell different widths of these, so you can make your wheel stick out farther if you want. Which I'm not really all about that. I like the original look. I don't like the tires sticking out like crazy. I don't think it looks very good, but that's my opinion. Oop. Take these bearing screws out. Then I'll show you guys the inside of this here in a second when I get it apart, and then I'll change the bearings out and everything, and then I won't bother with you putting it all back together and all that stuff. It's, like I said, pretty self-explanatory. That there, and then chop, pull. Whoop, nope, we gotta take these other screws out. So yeah, we got 6 screws on the back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you would have those 2 in the front, like I said, but I already had them out. Alright. I cannot wait to get this truck done. It's going to be pretty sweet. After the brass, I already have wheels for it. I have brass rings for the wheels. I have Injora silicone inserts for the tires. I have tires on the way, which I'll wait till I get them in and show you guys what they are. I ain't gonna tell you what they are yet. I have 2 options for tires, but I bought my first pick, so we're going to see how they are. I don't know if they're going to be as big as what I want them. They say they're 4.75s, but we'll see. We'll see how they look. And if I don't like those, I'm going to get something else. So we'll have that to put on. I'm going to get a Hobby Wing Fusion motor for it. I need to get front and rear bumpers. Haven't decided on bumpers yet, but I'll figure it out. Alright guys, so we got it apart here. You got your top gear that goes to your axle gear, which we can go ahead and that just pulls out the back. And then your bearings right there, I just leave the bearing on. And then you got a bearing in here we got to pop out, which I can do that real quick. These things come in handy, these little picks, especially for these bearings. See, just pops it right out. Plastic goes bye-bye. Then we got this gear. These have keeper pins in them, so make sure you don't lose them, guys. That's what that gear seats into. And then we got our bearing on the back of that one. This chassis is pretty new. I bought it from a buddy, so everything's still pretty nice and comes out easy. If you've been running these things for a while, these bearings can be pretty tough to get out, which I try to keep my bearings pretty greased and everything every month or so, or it depends on how much I've drove the truck. I'll take them apart and grease them, or if I run through water quite a bit or something, yeah, I'll definitely take them apart and grease them and all that stuff. So alright, so here is our outside, or inside, sorry, yeah, I think I'm right, yeah, inside portal housings. Then here's our outsides. So are these labeled or not? I'm trying to see here. I don't think these are labeled, but these arms will go to your they'll be pointed inside. So, alright, so I'll set that one the right side, all that stuff there. So let's see here. Is that housing? We'll go ahead and put our bearing in this guy. I usually do, I'll take my T-wrench that all these Traxxas come with. This guy here. And I'll just take it, pop the bearing in. And there she popped in all the way. So yep, got our bearing. Then let's see here. That bearing's on that one. I'll put this bearing in here. This stuff's greased up pretty good, but I'll go ahead and grease the gears. And we'll put our gear with bearing in our outside portal housing. And here's our, which I can put this in afterwards if I want. Actually, I'm going to leave that out for now. Let's see here. Then I'm just going to add a little bit more grease, not too much. And then just put her back together. Alright, put our screws in. Those. I will have to, them other screws on the other side, I'll have to use the ones they gave me for those. I know I got some, but I don't feel like digging around and looking for them. Alright, there's that. Doug. Alright. There, you got that one snugged up. Yep. Okay. There's that. We're still spinning free. Go ahead and put our gear in here. And whoop. Go ahead and try to start that. These little ones are kind of hard to start. Oh, go switch bits here. All right. All these screws, they hold that bearing in, which the bearing holds your gear in. That one. This one was a little tight. Back that one back out. Try a different one. If they start getting too tight and they're not all the way in, then go ahead and back it out. You do not want to strip this stuff out. We can try a different screw. Oop. See, those went in nice and smooth. Go ahead and open up their package, what they gave us here. Try one of their screws and see if it fits. Yep, that one fit perfect. Okay, just like that, guys. And we'll go ahead and put our wheel nut on. Oop. I put this in my left hand here. Okay. There's that. And then I'll probably use the new spacers that they came with, because these ones might be a little worn out. So here it can get a little tricky. We'll go ahead and slide that in, and then just spin your axle until it slides in. Then we will drop our bushing in the top here. Our screw in. Let's hand tighten it here real quick. Then take the other bushing. I'll go ahead and put it over the screw for the bottom one. And then it'll slide in once you get it started. Got it lined up here. Come on. There we go. Normally, if I wasn't videoing, I'd just flip it upside down, but all right. That one started. Go ahead and put my extension on. Oh, I'll put my big bit back on. That. Then go ahead and put our front steering link on here. Need the long guy. Oop. Come on. Well. All right. So that. Snug that up. Then we'll tighten the bottom. Woo. Why is that being so tight? I don't know, my bushing's not lining up or what. Oh, bushing's lined up. She's going. That one's a little snug. Sometimes they don't get that brass threaded real good. Whoop. Fell off my jack stands. All right. There's that one. Okay. Whoop. See if we can get them back on here. All right. So there's one down. 3 more to go. We will. Where's the? Okay. We'll put our brake rotor and caliper on. And that will be it for the front. These I have never put on, so this will be a first for both of us. All right. So, trying to see how these guys work here. That will go like so. And then, where's this guy? Not real sure how this goes on yet. And I didn't put these top screws in yet. I'll do that here in a minute. But so yeah, don't forget those. I believe these go like that. Yep. This got little holes on your disc right there, or rotor, whatever one you want to call it. So, what screws do we get for this one? Okay, this comes with, well, does everything come with screws? Yep. All right. And these are little Phillips heads. I guess these are the right ones. Yep. Let me grab a little Phillips real quick. There we go. Go ahead and put it on here. Like so. All right, there's one. And there is two. Okay. And these silver screws, they are back to Allen heads. Did I put that on the wrong one? Nope. I'm good. Thought I put it on backwards. This started. 1, 2, and 1 on the bottom. All right. I'll go ahead and put these screws in here. Maybe. Might have to have that disc. I think that disc is in the way. Okay, guys, I'll go ahead and put that in here in a minute. I'll get everything out for the rear end, and then we'll go ahead and do that one. So we'll be back here in a second, guys. All right, got everything out for the rear end, or their rear portal housing. So you got 2 bolts right back here you got to take out. They're pretty long ones. I think the rear end's probably a little easier. So you take them 2 out, and then your portal housings come right out. Which this axle, it just goes in there. It don't have a gear hooked to it like the front end does. So there's that one, and then we got to take this off. It's got 3 screws, just like the C-hub does up front. Three, and then that just pulls right off. And there's more plastic to get rid of. All right, put a little grease in here. Then we'll take our hub. And you can't put these on upside down or anything. They only go one way. Push it right on. I do like the way these brass ones do fit all tight, so pretty watertight. Don't have to worry about water getting in there. Jack stands are twisting on me. There we go. I do have them raised up all the way, so they're a little wobbly. All right. One more. Snug it up. Snug. And there we go. Okay, now we'll take apart our portal housing here. Other size. Take that off. And then this one's just like the front. You got 6 screws back here. I don't know if my don't seem like my camera light was working, but yeah, we got 6 screws on the back, and then 2 up top like the other side. Trying to do these as fast as I can. I don't know if I'll end up fast forwarding this or not. Or you guys can just scroll through it real quick if you want. This stuff does take time. I have a lot of hours of working on these things. Fronts off. That one's up there. Pretty sure they're all the same length, but I'm going to set the outside screws over there anyway, just to keep them separate. Alright, and then she pulls right apart. Okay. Alright, so we'll take this housing. You just push that out like so. And then this has got a bearing on it. And go ahead and slide that one in. There. And we got a bearing we got to take out of that one. This will be your inside portal housing. Put that guy in there. And then make sure you don't lose your keeper pin there. And this one, both bearings are in there. The top one, use your pick. Get it out. Got it. And then these, sometimes they can get stuck in there pretty good. But you got enough room on the back side, you can use your T-wrench and pop it right out. So we'll go ahead and put this guy in. And our little one up top. I'll use my T-wrench. Push it in there. Okay. Then we'll put our gear through. And put her back together. Oh, I'm going to put a little grease on the gear. Just a little bit. Alright. Everything's spinning free. Okay, now we can put this one back together. So I can get my light here. I'm going to put it back up top. There we go. Oh, yeah, there we can see a little better. I had my light down here close so you could see that better, but can't see here though, right in front of the camera. So, all right. Whoop, one fell out. There he is. Snug. All right. Then we got the back side, all 6 of them tight. And now we'll put our front ones in. While you're tightening these two, you want to check, make sure you're still free spinning, because they can get bound up. But that's usually with off-brand housings and stuff. If you get the brass stuff from them, the off-brand people, they can bind up. Sometimes you got to do a little modifying, but we're nice and free. Put our nut back on. All right, still nice and free. All right, so now what I do with this, I go ahead and put the axle in your portal side first, and then slide her in, and then you just spin it. Actually, I had it right on. Okay, she's in there. There's that. So now we'll put these 2 screws back in. Switch bits. I think these brass ones you have to go in from the front. Yep. They switch it up on you. On the regular stock Traxxas plastic ones, they go in from the back, but on this brass stuff, on the brass stuff I have bought, the screws go in on the front. I don't know if it does it with everybody. I think, yeah, on my Power Wagon, it does the same thing. All right. Well, ain't lining up or something here. What's going on? Not all the way in or what? There it goes. Didn't have it all the way against there. Okay, there's that. Now, put our rotor and caliper on. And that will be it. I do have brass differential covers on, but I'm not going to video doing that. Pretty easy. 4 bolts on the back side of the axle. And unscrew them out. Pull your diff cover off. Put the new one on and screw it back tight. Alright. Alright. This thing's going to look good. I never had these before, so I think them are going to look good, like through the wheels when it's going. So, alright guys. See if I can move this thing without dropping it. Try anyway. Okay guys, adjust my camera here. So there we go. There we go, got them all on. So I'll go ahead and I'll finish up the other side. I ain't got a video of that because I already showed you guys how to do it. So yep, that will be it for this for, yeah, what I say, part 3. Part 3, got to keep track. Got so many different builds and parts I put on my other ones and stuff, I can't keep track of what I'm doing. But yeah. Alright guys, next episode, like I said, I'm not real sure. I already got wheels, like I said, and inserts and everything, but I usually like wait till I put the wheels on last. I gotta look into bumpers, and I'm gonna get a different steering servo, hobby wing, motor. I don't know if I'm gonna get the 1800 or get the 2300 Pro yet. I really like the 1800s. They're pretty. I think, to me, they feel a lot smoother than the 23s. So we'll see. But yeah, I think that's about it. Pretty much electronics and then the front and rear bumpers, and we'll be done with this thing. So all right guys, hope you enjoyed this. Hope you learned something. Thanks for watching. Like or subscribe.